Greetings, programs, and welcome back to some more Dungeons and Dragons. I feel a little explanation is needed as to why there has been such a gap since the last sessions, the Nel Sol campaign, if I can call it that. Basically, that one went on hiatus, and although I have also been doing another D&D campaign all the while, I didn't record that one because I thought to myself, oh, well, I've got one that I'm recording that I'll put up on the channel and I don't want to flood the channel with D&D stuff, so I didn't bother. And then, of course, I regretted that within a relatively short space of time, but here we are. The good news is, however, that I've got several things that have been ongoing that I have been recording, or things that are just starting that I'm recording. One of which is Star Wars D20 with the same group I was doing Nel Sol with, and another is Warhammer 40k Dark Heresy, which I've only done one session of so far, but that was quite a fun first one. So yeah, that will probably be making its way to the channel as well at some point. This, however, this is a one-shot, although technically it's a two-shot, a one-shot in two parts, is that a thing? That I'm doing with the group that is that I'm doing the ongoing D&D campaign, which is actually Nel Sol's long-lost brother Rodnol. See what I did there? And some of those people are the people I'm also doing the Warhammer 40k stuff with, so there'll be some crossover between the two groups. So for this one, it is the usual one-shot kind of thing of lots and lots of combat, not exactly a lot of plot development, but it was quite fun to do. And because it was quite a long first session, I've split this one up into two parts, and you'll be able to see the second part, which features the majority of the fighting in just a day or two. So without further ado, we shall introduce the characters and introduce the scenario.
Alright, so I would like to start with all of you introducing each other real quick, like backstory if you want to, but mostly what you can do, what you are, what you actually build.
Introduce each other or ourselves? Sorry.
As you wish, basically.
Well, I guess I'll start. My character is Turin, who's a ranger gloomstalker, and also multi-classed in the fighter, and basically will shoot a lot, sneak a lot, kill shit. What else? Background is being as a bounty hunter, investigator, doing tracking and sneaking and thinking shit in Waterdeep. And he's, well, let's see the personality later on. That's about it, actually.
I'll volunteer to go next. Well, Ubruk, the Smelly, as he's been nicknamed, is 6 foot and change bugbear, and he's more or less a thoroughbred barbarian, except not quite, because I did a little bit of multi-classing. He's basically spent his years. He was not outcast from his family exactly, but he was told to go off into the wilds and make a name for himself, and he's basically been doing that ever since, and basically making a living by hunting, although somewhat inefficiently, and selling the pelts to towns in the area. But for some reason he has a particular phobia of bathing, hence the nickname. He's also not particularly bright, but he is very strong. And that's it. He's not a complicated character. It literally says in the bio he's as dumb as a sack of bricks.
Good summary.
Well, I'm playing Geralt Angwin. If you want to look at the appearance and shit, I put it in the bio and info. But he is like a magician and also a bard, so kind of supportive, kind of smart as, well, not really, but he is quite smart. really, it's all over the place. Like he has a he has a sword, he has a shield, he can cast spells, he can help other people. He does pretty much everything and tries to help. He's searching for the like. He realized that most of the magic in this world follows the same rules as the music he knows from his dragon ancestors. Totally not metal. And he's pretty much traveling the world now, is everywhere where big events happen, and sees what's happening, learns, has an eye on things, helps people. Pretty much jack of all trades.
Oh, then my character is the last one, I suppose. My character is Vlasian Velvanor, who is I can't pronounce it, a Firbolg druid from the Circle of the Shepherd. And he is, well, when he was young, his village got annihilated by orcs. But he escaped, and he has spent most of his life so far roaming the woods, being alone and doing druid stuff in the woods. And that's about it.
Right, and then the last character of your party when Phoenix joins will be a Goliath samurai.
God,
Yeah,
I'm feeling so small.
I think that's exactly what you're supposed to feel.
I just like because I read Carell's bio thing. I'm 7 foot tall or something like that. So the second smallest of this party is the bugbear. Oh god.
Yeah, the party view has been traveling for a while now. You just met on the road. Some of you know each other beforehand, some of you don't. And getting late. It's not dark yet, just late afternoonish. And traveling at the road, you're approaching a tiny farming village. A couple of small houses, left and right. Kind of thing that looks like a general store and an inn. And if you would go on for another 2 minutes, you would have already passed the whole village. It's a really, really small town. But as you've been traveling all day, definitely nice to see that there's an inn. And there are not a lot of people outside at the moment. 1 or 2 farmers with a cart bringing in the day's fruit they collected. And that's about it. You're just standing there. What do you want to do?
Well, go inside and have a drink, of course.
Yep.
That sounds like an excellent plan.
All of you overjoyed that there's something to drink march towards the inn. As you open the door, it's not populated yet. There are 1 or 2 patrons around sitting at the bar. There's also a small gnomish bartender behind the bar. He can look over the bar, so you assume he's standing on something to prop him up. And there's also 1 barmaid passing around, cleaning tables, and not noticing you at first.
Oh, thank God, somebody's more than me. Walk towards the barkeep.
The gnome smiles pleasantly at you and says, "Hello, welcome to the Giggling Ogre Inn. What can I do for you?"
Interesting name.
Beer! Shoots Ubruk from the back.
Give
Beer
us
for him.
past 2 and something to drink, like a proper one, like at least as tall as you are, you know, a big one, kind of.
A big
He means
one,
it.
he says, and you see behind him there are small glasses and even smaller glasses, and he shuffles around behind the bar and takes out the really big glasses for you. With a thunk, he puts down 4 of them and looks expectantly up at you. Is that the size you would like?
No, I'll do it.
A small one will do fun for me.
I take his. Don't worry.
With a slight smile around his lips, he puts down one of the bigger ones and takes up the small ones. And tells you, well, just take a seat and my barmaid Trinity will deliver them right away.
While we're waiting for that, is there anything interesting to see in town?
Interesting. Well, we have this tree that's also the reason the tavern is named this way. It looks a little bit like a giggling ogre. It's just 500 meters out that direction, and he turns around and points behind him, then turns back to you.
Oh,
But
so
otherwise, we can't really offer much in the way of tourism. But he looks you up and down. You all look like the type that can handle themselves in a fight.
you could say so.
Yeah.
Once you got your drinks, I will come around to you and tell you of the little problem we have here.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll be waiting for you then. And I go sit with the others.
Yeah, you go find yourselves a table, and after quite a while, because filling up those glasses takes some time, the barmaid comes around, delivers your drinks.
Ubruk
And
attempts
once you
to
take
flirt
it-
with the barmaid.
He looks at you, and
D-
it seems like
do you come here often? It's the best you can manage.
yes, I have to. I'm working here, you know.
He looks slightly dumbfounded for a moment, and then says, "You're really pretty."
He doesn't
Oh.
understand what working means.
Oh, that's really nice of you to say, but you're not very pretty.
It kind of deflates slightly.
And seeing you deflating, she taps your arm a little. But that's okay. I think you do have other qualities.
Like the
That's wonderful.
smell, people always say that's one of my qualities.
That's not a good quality though.
Well,
She didn't specify which.
what he said.
So after you took a few sips, the barkeep comes around, introduces himself as Compo Thornyfoot, and launches right away into a report what actually happened here. He tells you that 4 children have gone missing, and only thing that has been noted are that there are groups of kobolds from the nearby canyon apparently came to the village looting a couple of weeks beforehand, and when they returned again, they kidnapped the 4 kids. And they could use your help to actually retrieve them. They, well, don't have much money, so all they can offer you is 100 platinum pieces, and, well, the drinks are for free as well. He seems worried because they have been living kinda on friendly terms with the kobolds in the nearby canyon, and them suddenly turning that aggressive is not a good sign in his eyes.
Friendly with kobolds. That's don't hear that often.
Well, you see, we have been trading for a long time, and they seem sensible enough. They have occupied the mines over to the north, and since they don't really grow their own food, we supply them with food, and they supplied us with whatever they found.
So they were mining ore.
Not only ores, also gems and gold, and sometimes some odd artifacts. And he shows you the ring on his finger. This one, for example, helps me when I jump down or fall down from the bar that I don't hurt at all. It's really like feather falling. You know, they just bring trinkets from time to time.
I presume then this is not a mine that they built themselves, but an old mine of Dwarven or some other make.
Yes, it seems to be dwarven. There's also a keep that's has fallen quite into disrepair, but it's a place they like to live in.
So, is there anything special about those kids? I mean, we could just make some new ones. And he winks at Trinity as she is passing by.
One look of horror is crossing his face.
Ubruk would probably be grinning if he understood any of that.
Of course they are special. You just can't make new ones. This is not how this works, you know? They're special in their own kinds, but, well, they're just farming kids. Farmers' kids, so... We don't know what they want with them, but their families are really worried.
Well, I mean, if they're young, I suppose the flesh would be nice and tender. Can't really think of any other reasons.
Don't mind him. He's new to civilization.
I see. Well, since you're really reluctant, I mean, I could offer you this ring as well, and he takes off his ring and adds it on the table. You know, it might be worth your time. They might have even more gems and trinkets down in that mine, and you can keep whatever you find.
And how much did you say? 100 platinum pieces?
100 platinum pieces and this ring, and you can drink for free and eat for free.
So none of the money registers with Ubruk, but the part about drinking for free, that's got his attention.
And that's almost worth 100 platinum pieces with this group. Just out of interest, where did you come by these platinum pieces? It's quite a rare commodity.
Yeah, it's also part of what we traded with the kobolds, and also there used to live an old adventurer called Craig Cragen over there through the forest in the direction of the canyon. There is his estate, and former times, when just after he died, we went to check on him whether everything is okay, and since he didn't need them anymore, some of us helped themselves to a few.
I see.
And looking at him, he knows it wasn't completely morally acceptable. But 100 platinum pieces are 100 platinum pieces.
Don't worry, I'm not judging. I think I'm fine with this deal at least. What about the rest of you?
As
Yeah,
long
of
as
course.
as long as it's to
Free beer.
restore the balance of nature, it's fine by me.
I vote for free beer. When do we
Free
get free
beer
beer?
it is, and he gestures to the barmaid to bring over one more round.
Would you recommend us starting with the keep or the mines?
Looking at the layout of the area, you mostly have to hike like 6 miles through the forest and then cross the Creek, how we call it, and then you reach the estate of Craig Cragen, and behind it opens into a canyon that will lead you right to the keep, we assume. Like, nobody of us really travels there since the kobolds are not that friendly, but that's how it's supposed to be able to reach the keep.
So 6 miles up until the cross the creek, and then this old mansion.
Yeah, you can't miss it. It's on top of a plateau.
And then behind that is the canyon. And in
Behind
there,
that, there's maybe. It's just what people say. You can look slightly into it, but what's after a few corners, nobody knows.
Do you have a map?
No, sorry, I don't, but I can draw on the table if you want.
That works.
Oh, he puts a
Sweeps
finger
a bunch
into
of
your
stuff aside
beer.
with his big arm.
Puts a finger into your beer and starts drawing you a small map. It should be not too hard to follow, since there's just one road getting out of this village. You will probably be fine.
Okay, Ubruk stares very intently at this beer doodle.
and so behind this, past this mansion, there was the keep first or the mine?
Oh, I always thought at least that the keep and the mine were really close together. Maybe the keep even built on top of it?
Okay. So has anybody actually been close to this mansion or the canyon or the mine?
Oh, the mansion, yes. I mean, we had to look what happened to Craig, but further nobody really went. Or I'm not sure, maybe one or two adventurous types tried, but they didn't necessarily come back. It's kobold territory, we keep out of it. We're just farmers, or barkeeps.
Very well. Well, if we are going to take this job, then is there anywhere we can get some supplies, weapons, armor, general gear?
Oh, well, you know, just across the street there's Mathilda's general store. She should be able to supply you with some general goods, weapons, maybe a few daggers, maybe some old leather straps. I don't know. It's not really things we need here.
Would there happen to be any place to buy a little bit newer leather armor? Mine is starting to wear out a little bit.
Not that I know of. There might be one farm where you could get the raw hide, and then you would have to make it yourself if you know how to.
Not my expertise.
I see, I see. Then I'm afraid you probably won't find new stuff here.
Very well.
Well, why would you need armor anyway? Just take it like a man. Angwin, Geralt, the whole time is sitting there bare-chested. Usually trolls like that as well. What about those healing potions? Do I have any here?
Healing potions. Well, I think Mathilda got a shipment of, I don't know, we call them luxury goods the other week. So I very much think you would find a few in her luxury section. Also, you started with 2 potions.
That's good. Because a barrel of beer has about the same effect, but you get a bit dizzy after it. So I'd rather have those condensed ones.
Ubruk perks up again at the mention of beer.
Oh yeah, your second round has arrived in the meantime.
What time of day is it actually?
Now it's getting into early evening.
What times is this general store open?
Oh, Mathilda lives above it, so if you just knock loud enough, I'm pretty sure she will open. But don't be too rude, she is not the youngest anymore.
Oh well. Oh, I guess we could just spend the evening here and then get up early tomorrow, do a quick shopping trip and then head out.
I think that's a good idea.
Yes, we would really appreciate if you would hurry. They're already gone for 2 days now, and we don't know what they're doing with them.
Well, so let's turn in for the night early on, so we have plenty of time tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do that then.
Sounds good. And he
Alright.
pulls out his guitar to play a little, much to the discomfort of the other guests, for at least a few more hours.
A few hours.
Ubruk joins him with his bagpipes.
I'll join you with the drums.
Alright, everybody roll performance.
Oh wait, oh shit.
But I don't have instruments.
Okay, you may not.
Oh! Of course the bagpipes are the way.
Okay, Geralt and Turin, you actually get quite a groove going. People start clapping along, having a good time, even though this weird guitar sounds put people off at the first moment. But once they're getting used to it, they really enjoy themselves. And then when Ubruk joins in with the bagpipes, you hear a lot of dissonant notes and a lot of strangling noises.
And also, I'm guessing this isn't like a big tavern, so, you know, bagpipes played indoors. Everybody is slightly deaf by the time he finishes.
And suddenly the tavern is... Ubruk, you play yourself into really a frenzy, just feeling the music, closing your eyes, and when you open them again, the tavern is empty, except for the barkeep and your, well, party members looking weirdly at you.
I'm actually amazed. Like he found his style. That's something I can acknowledge.
Combo shouts over from the bar far too loud. Is that what you call music where you are from?
Fuck yeah!
Alright, alright. Could you do it outside next time?
Well, that's no
So-
fun.
More people can hear?
Yeah, maybe we can get a proper mosh pit going. Not just clapping here.
He gives you a thumbs up.
Well, I
Okay,
guess
so-
he fell asleep on a bench or something like that by then.
Well, you can find your ways up to your room, or you can fall asleep at a bench. That's really up to you.
I'll find my ways off the room.
Yeah, Ubruk
yeah,
goes
same.
upstairs as well. Just, like, falls on a bed and falls asleep.
Bench it is.
Right. So, you got yourselves a ring of feather falling.
Is the ring, for gnome-sized fingers?
The good thing about magic items is they tend to be the size of the wearer. It takes a while, but once you have it on, they a costume to whoever is wearing it.
Yeah, that's good at least.
Well, it requires attunement, so if somebody wants to tune to it overnight, fine with me.
Does anybody particularly need it? They have something that they might fall off? A fly spell or anything?
I mean, I can transform into stuff that can fly, so it might be useful for me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, I
think
think
anybody
it-
else has a particular
I
precedent.
think it's either you or me, because you might be flying or I might be climbing. Yeah, I guess you take it because you might be further up.
Okay, that's fine. Then I will attune to that ring of feather falling.
Right. Yeah, about the healing potions, everybody started with 2. I'm not sure you marked them down or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Totally, I just ignore the sound of me typing.
Just a reminder. Just a reminder. And yeah, you wake up early in the morning. There is the first rays of the sun are waking you. You head down for breakfast, which is also for free and for whoever wants already with beer. And after taking your breakfast, you're free to do with the day as you please.
Who wants to go shopping?
Oh, a bit of browsing might be useful.
I just want to get those healing potions and get on the way. I have a
just
feeling
kind of-
there's something big waiting for us.
Shrugs.
Oh. By the way, you're ready. I'll be waiting, and I head off towards the general store.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Same.
Ubruk sits outside and practices the bagpipes some more.
Just out of curiosity, Wasp, how big are the doors?
The doors are, well, average human-sized.
Okay, then I will, dug very deeply to get through the doors.
Same.
Ubruk doesn't and smacks his head into the door frame before he notices and ducks down on a second attempt.
Well, the three of you exit the building without troubles. Behind you, you hear thunk.
Again? Really?
I'm not fixing another door.
I'm not used to doors.
You know, we are
Stupid
currently in the
intent, huh?
dwarven mine. You better get used to low door frames.
So yeah, after the long march across the road, you reach the general store.
Followed by the sound of bagpipes.
I'm about to knock on the door, and then does somebody remember the name? Ophelia? No? Yes? Maybe?
Looking above the door, there is a slightly weathered sign, but it reads Matilda's.
Matilda's. Right. Close enough.
It ends on A, that's fine.
You raise your hand to knock, and you actually hear the door open before you knocked. And before you is this woman in her 50s. Still looking healthy and agile enough. Maybe she was just an old crone by, what was it, gnome standards?
Yeah,
she asks you in and lets you in and asks what you want.
Good morning. Hope you're not disturbing. It's early. What is in the shop? Just roughly, like, what kind of... Just general store, like...
You have a lot of boxes all over the place, and some of them you have nails spilling out, basically. Some of them have scissors, knives, just general stuff people might need. And then you have, on the other side, lots of food stuff. But behind, in a corner, you have this small, well, the gnome called it luxury section, where you have a bit more work goods and, well, something that's not every day in a farmer town market.
I look towards that direction, like, that box over there looks interesting. What do you happen to have there?
Oh, just a few luxury things. We have perfumes, we have... Oh, I got potions. 2 healing potions with the latest batch. Also, I got 1 potion, I'm not sure what it does. And otherwise, just take a look. If you want something, just ask.
I might be interested in that potion that you don't know what it does, but also, do you happen to have ball bearings or caltrops?
Oh, what an odd request. Yes, I actually do. And she goes behind the counter and shuffles through a couple of small boxes and comes up with 2 bags of either. You can pick as many as you want.
I'll take a pack of 100 pop rings, 1000, because that's what the adventuring gear, and 40 counter-ups. How much for these?
Well, I think 2 silver pieces will be fine with me.
I maybe will put down 2 silver. 2 silver, deal.
She hands them over quite happy. She's getting rid of them. Apparently there's not much need for those.
How much for those healing potions?
Oh, those were really expensive. I would say 60 gold pieces for 1.
Make it 50. I mean, you would hate if we returned one of those kids as pink mist just because we didn't have the potion, would you?
Oh, you're going to help with the kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's 100 gold pieces for both. That's very nice of you.
I'll take one for now. Anyone else interested?
I'll put in the other 50 gold pieces.
Alright. She hustles over into the corner, grabs the potions and hands them over to you.
May I take a look at the last potion that you're not sure what it is?
Oh, if you want to, it looks really weird. And he brings it over. And inside of the potion you have this clear liquid floating around. And what's weird is that it's actually not at the bottom of the flask, but at the top part. And there are also white, cloudy, hard particles swirling around inside of it.
Weird indeed.
Yes.
Do you mind if I take a small sip of it?
Well, if you pay a silver for it, you can definitely try.
Put down another silver.
It's at your own risk, though.
I put down a silver, uncork it and take a small sip.
As you drink it, you feel a lot lighter, and as if your step is a lot lighter now, and you feel like you also maybe inched up 1 or 2 centimeters, and then you drop down on your
I
heels
grab him, lift him to the ceiling. It makes you fly!
No, oh fuck. I was gonna say I'm gonna try to hide it, but never mind. Alright. I'll try not to spill it all over the place while I'm being left at the ceiling, and dropping down. Fuck, I need that ring of feather falling now. How much for this?
As he says, it's flying. Her eyes go wide. I always wanted to fly as well, but I guess you might make better use of it, and he would sell it for 70 gold pieces.
Yeah, I don't have that much. Sorry. Give it back.
So now I'm not sad at all, apparently, that she didn't sell it.
Damn it.
If only you had somebody in the party that hadn't spent any gold yet that you could persuade. If only.
The question is would that person get the concept of gold?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Hey, you, Smelly guy.
Ubruk stops playing the bagpipes. Huh? What?
Would you be willing to lend 30 gold? I'll pay you a double back after we're done.
That's more, right?
Yes.
And that means I could buy more beer, right?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot more.
Yeah.
Can I try to count afford the gold of him?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Make a sleight of hand check, and Ubruk make an intelligence check.
Okay. With my wonderful -2.
Of course.
Well, you get to 30.
Mhm.
You get to 35. And suddenly,
Ubruk's brows sort of creases slowly.
and suddenly, a huge hairy fist thunks down next to you, counting. And Ubruk is just like, I think that's enough. And
Very well.
you got 35. What can I say?
Well, I turn back to Matilda and Sally. My friends persuaded that it might be in our best interest after all to buy this potion if it's still for sale.
He looks at it, looks at the pile, and still a little bit regretfully hands it over, mumbling under her breath, "It's for the children, it's for the children."
How much was that? 75?
No, it's just 70.
70, okay.
You're ripping off your friends as your point.
I thought I was supposed to be the one that was terrible with, numbers.
Geralt is quietly muttering to Turin, so probably still loud enough for the entire store to hear it. If you actually want to know what it does, I have a spell for that.
I think I have a pretty good idea what it does. Let's hope I'm right.
Alright, is there anything else she can bring you?
Was there anything left in that luxury box?
Lots of perfume.
Can I smell on one? If it's like, I don't want anything flower-like, but just something to get rid of Ubruk's smell.
Ubruk gets a strange urge to buy a bottle of perfume for Lorisian, but can't really figure out where it's come from. Something that happened in another life, maybe.
Maybe. Well, unfortunately, they are all really flowery. But you find, well, basically rose, lavender.
God no. Guess we'll just empty some beer over him and he'll be fine.
Yeah, that won't start to smell after a day.
Yeah, but a pleasant smell. I mean, one day old beer is much better than 2 weeks old beer.
Yeah, that's true. That's a given.
I guess we're good to go, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, she just wishes you good luck and hopes that you return safe and swiftly.
So we're going to head towards the mansion then?
Yep, I think that's the idea.
Well, it's pretty easy to find. It's when you leave the town, you come into a small forest, and you do remember that you need to follow it till you reach the creek.
Ubruk leads the way on this. I'm gonna wave this particular skill around, so that glimpse of the map was enough of him to fix it in his head. He's not good at many things, but that's one thing he can do.
Ubruk concentrates for a second and summons back the beer doodle, and you make your way swiftly towards the river. Once you're getting close, you can hear a slight gurgling of water, and also somewhere in the trees and underbrush in front of you, you hear a clonk, 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 clonk.
Where do we hear that?
No, it's roughly 70 feet, maybe 100 feet in front of you.
Can I?
Justin.
I've never done
Is this like metal sound, rock sound?
It sounds like heavy metal boots hitting the ground, hitting stones.
Can I try and stealth up?
I would like to do that as well.
So would I. I want to use my feet for that.
Well, all of you roll stealth. Or everybody who wants to stealth up.
Oh wow, these rolls.
Want to use that.
The
You had me
7-foot
at
tall
heavy
guy
metal.
vanishes without a trace.
But if you use hidden step, it's just for
6 seconds.
6 seconds.
Yeah, then I'll try to use stealth.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't really hide when you're 8 feet tall.
So basically, you see Geralt completely vanishing into the underbrush, moving with the movement of the leaves. You sometimes get a glimpse of him when he turns around to you, eagerly waiting for you to come. And the others of you, well, you're trying your best. And as you inch closer and closer and closer, you don't really hear muttering, but sometimes some exhausted humps and the clonk 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 all over the place. And once you're 25 feet, 30 feet away from the origin of the sound, Lothian, you step on a twig, and it snaps, and suddenly it's all silent. No clanking around anymore. Something seems to be expectantly waiting.
Can I just try to split off of the group a little bit, especially Lausin? Lausin? How do you pronounce that?
Lothian.
Lausin.
Lothian, okay. Yes, you can. How big of a arc you want to take?
Like 60 feet. What's the terrain like actually?
Well, it's just a forest, not really hilly area. Lots of trees though, so you can't really see what's in front of you. But,
How far is the visibility, roughly? I want to be so that I can still see the rest of the group, but...
Well, you think that you could manage 30 feet if it wouldn't be just for this really thick underbrush in front of you. Like, everywhere else you probably can do 40 without trouble.
No, I'll go 30 feet away then, roughly.
Okay. Start arcing around.
Yeah. I presume I can hear Lausin at least.
Yes, you can. Every once in a while, you hear a shuffling sound.
I want to get up like a small twig with some leaves on it and try to hide myself behind that twig.
Right, so Turin, once you arc around, you actually have a clearing, but so you can see into the area what you thought, where you thought the sound was coming from. And what you do see is a small creature with a rat cap on top, with really heavy metal boots. Currently not looking at you, but rather looking into the direction where the shuffling and crunching sounds are coming from.
Two things. Do I recognize it? And is it wielding any kind of weapons? Or something that could work as an arcane or arcane focus or holy symbol?
Make a perception check.
Hey, good roll finally.
Yeah. You notice it has a really wicked looking sickle in his hand. And also those boots look like They can do a lot of damage if one would get kicked by one.
How big of a creature and how big of a boots are we talking about here?
Well, it's a small creature, but the boots are really, really oversized for it.
Okay.
And I don't know whether you heard about it or not. Did you have a lot of contact with fake creatures in the past?
I wouldn't say so, yeah, no.
Then you don't notice it. But you got a good look at it, and it still hasn't noticed you.
It's only one.
One you can see.
It's just looking towards where the group is.
Yes, and it seems like it's ready to jump at whatever is coming out of it, of the underbrush.
I'll circle back around, but so that I'm kind of from back of the group, so hoping not to accidentally get in line of sight of that creature or alerted to something moving. And I'm not gonna come up all the way to the group, but just stop a little bit short so that I can quietly talk to them.
So you come around from the back, you see Lucian with his twig in front of his face. Not really making progress, they're really slowly just wandering forward.
Some sort of a small creature in front. Not sure if it's hostile or not. Maybe somebody wants to talk to it before we do anything else. I'll be on the left side, waiting. And I start arcing around again.
Hold on. I
stop.
Want some help?
No,
I mean, I can go down there and
you
talk
can go.
to him, but
you can go talk. I'll wait.
Okay, I would, unless there are any other opinions, I would start walking down there, just trying to find some spell distances here.
I would follow, I suppose, but from a bit of a distance, since I'm not the quietest, apparently.
So the three of you make your way closer and closer towards where Turin pointed you. And as you break through the underbrush, you see two tiny creatures with large iron-made boots and a red cap on top. Lucian, you would immediately recognize them as red caps, which are evil fake creatures that tend to crowd in places where a lot of evil was done. And they need to drench their red caps in blood every 3 days, otherwise they die, and they are very aware of it. And as soon as he sees you, he gives out a little war cry and starts charging. I would like everybody to roll initiative. Wait a second, I need to put up the turn thingy. Now you
I need
make-
to put us on the right map as well.
Yes. This way. Did it work?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And now we need to roll because otherwise we won't see ourselves on the thing.
I don't
Did
have
you
a token
clear it
here.
beforehand?
Yeah, I also don't have a token here.
It's just a big black square for me.
Fuck.
Just did you pre-place these beforehand?
Yeah.
Yeah, just I can see mine. So 3 of those, just delete them and put them up again because they've been changed since. So those are like not linked anymore.
Okay. Put them.
Oh, and initiative. Wow.
18. Solid.
Yeah, that's bad for me.
Okay, you guys see yourself now?
Yep.
Perfect. I do have to sort them myself. Okay.
If there's at the bottom there's a button. If you open the settings, then you can sort them descending.
Fancy. All right, Garrett, you're up first. There are.
Just, one question: am I that far behind?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to move you back. Roughly there. Like, you can position yourself a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, there are 4 bloodthirsty rat caps in front of you.
Okay, well, first fight of the day, I wanna have some fun. Cast haste on Turin, as well as give him an inspiration dice. Go fuck up those Sabaton guys.
Sabaton?
Put us up.
Is that a god?
Bardic Inspiration is like 1d6 and you can use it for pretty much everything, including incoming attacks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Valor. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I'm gonna move over there, because I can. End of my turn.
Right, so Ubruk, you're next.
I would like to rage. I've been waiting to say that.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling.
Okay, so I'm going to have to try and remember everything that goes with this. So I've got resistances. So I take half of everything except psychic damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I only get double attacks with my on-hand weapon and not my off-hand weapon. Okay. So, Ubruk senses the chance for a good fight. And has had enough of this sneaking around stuff. Works himself up into a good fine fettle and charges the nearest red cap. And he's going to attack with his battle axe. And I'll have to remember how I set this up. I just do. Should I just do all the attack rolls first? And
Yeah.
then I know which ones hit or not. I don't know what the easiest way to do this is.
Well, you will always do roughly 2 attacks, right?
I've got 3, I think.
4 because of the haste.
Have I got? Oh,
I didn't haste him.
No.
Oh, which one?
He
Oh,
hasted
sorry.
you, Valor.
Only me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I thought you hasted both.
We can do it whichever way you want. If you want to do them one by one, it's fine with me. So 20 hits.
Okay.
20 hits again.
And this will be the offhand.
18 does hit as well.
So that's damage for 1. There we go.
Well, so you take 2 huge swings. Basically, both of them hitting roughly at the same time at the red cap, and then the last one comes slashing a little bit lower with the backhand. And it looks bloodied. It definitely took a beating, but you would have expected it to drop after those blows.
Okay, so these things are quite tough then. Well, I'm not going to blow an action surge, so that'll be my turn.
But this one definitely looks hurt at this point, but especially considering the size difference, you would have expected to smash it one time. And if you don't,
Yep.
Turin it is.
Alright, I'm gonna do... can I actually see them from where I am now, or do I need to move back to trees?
You can see second that one clearly, and the others they would have some cover.
But I can see them.
You know.
Okay. I would like to move like that, so I can see 2 of them at least.
Yeah.
Actually 3, I think.
Yep.
Like to just just shoot the first, the closest one to me, and 2 attacks, and then third one from the red ambusher. That's going to do 1d8 extra. And I would like to take. Wait, let's go for it. I'll take all of those with sharpshooter. And advantage because they haven't acted yet.
That's perfectly fine.
And yeah, that plus 10 is included in those.
So you rush up through the trees, take out the 3 arrows, shoot them in quick succession, hitting the red cap roughly in the same spot over the heart. And the third one first looks like it's going to split one of the others, but then hits as well, and the red cap just drops back by the force of it all and dies.
Right, and then I realized I have one more attack because of haste.
You're free.
Oh, just shoot the one next to Ubruk.
Just not wasting any time or arrows.
Yeah, no, just
Pick up the next one.
okay. Well, it would have been one of those attacks that would have dealt 1d8 extra, so this one is not gonna deal that one. Oh no! I rolled a 1, so only 17 damage.
Yeah, you slightly lose your balance, but you still do hit the red cap in the arm. And it's a solid hit. It's really, really, really hurt, but standing for now.
Ah, damn it! Sorry! I didn't kill the other one. And I'm just gonna move back a little bit.
Back to safety. So, the red cap's turn. The one completely sliced open, arrow in his arm, barely hanging on by a thread. Gonna hit the closest, that's to him, and he's gonna try to hit Ubruk with his pickle. 12, 15, and 23.
AC is 15, so that'll be 2 hits.
But how did we make it if it's the same?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's yeah. It needs to be the same or exceed it AC.
Okay, so only 1 hits, so he slashes you across the arm for 8 damage.
No, I mean if they go to 15 and the AC is 15, it hits.
Oh, okay, well in that case,
Same or exceed.
it's a slightly bigger gash, and it's 18 damage.
Okay, have you halved those?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so that's what, 9 and 4, so it's 15 total. No, 13.
Yep.
I'm channeling Ubruk a bit too much there.
The other 2, having short legs as well, will try to make their way around and actually manage to get to you. And both of them take a weird stance, like they head down and they start charging at you with a lot of speed. And just before they hit you, they jump up and hit you with their iron boots right at the kneecaps. And let's see. $23 and 3. Okay, one of them you managed to batter away because it's weird to get charged by these small creatures, so you just kick him away. And the other one does hit you for 10 damage.
So
Bludgeoning in this case.
So 5. Okay. Can I say with the one that didn't hit me that my arms are long enough? I've like literally put my hand on his head, and he was trying to like kick me and couldn't reach. just to stop
Yes,
him
you may.
advancing.
So you just keep him and he keeps kicking thin air. Alright, and the other one kicks you for 10 bludgeoning damage into the knee.
Okay.
And it does hurt, actually. It does hurt. End of their turn. Losian, you're up.
Well, if we're going to use fun stuff, I'll use my wild shape to transform into brown bear. So we just drag it onto the the field.
Yes, we're gonna drag yourself a little bit off, and then the brown bear.
Yeah, brown bear.
Holy shit!
Here, brown bear.
Yeah, suddenly Losian shifts, and you hear the roar of the brown bear filling the forest.
And I want to move up behind the redcap then.
He's
Only-
slumbering through the underbrush. Twigs breaking left, right, and center, but you make it behind them.
Only slightly bigger and slightly hairier.
Well, a lot hairier, but only slightly bigger. And that's the end of my turn since I can't attack this turn.
Alright, so it's Garrett again.
Let's see.
By the way, why is there no music?
Reasons?
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm gonna cast a Scorching Ray, one ray for each of them.
Alright, shoot.
Why? Oh, that is.
So that's loud.
Hey, that's good then.
Settings.
Yeah, they reset, so... Alright, 18 hits, 26 hits, and 1 is going into the trees.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it's like this one first. Why do I have a pink? And then second and third.
You picked that yourself.
So metal. And, there you go.
Yeah, much better. So 8 for that one, and 6 for that one.
Right, the first one takes the hit, just slightly getting scorched. And the other one drops dead, already been battered and bruised.
Right, end of my turn.
So, Ubruk, you're up. You have one dangling in front of you, and the other one looking angrily.
Okay, I'm gonna let go of the dangling one to get a proper grip on my axe again. I'm gonna attack this one first.
Alright. Fairly hit.
I'm gonna do. I'll see what.
36 as well.
So that's 18
18.
damage.
So again, with your signature move, slashing into him roughly at the same time, left and right, blood splattering all over the place.
Yes.
Good damage.
I'll use my third attack on him as well. Another 8 points.
Coming around for a third time, he looks a lot worse for wear now.
I will use my action search. So I'm going to do another one on this guy, and then I think probably the 2 after that on the guy to my south. So that's I'm being very consistent here.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit. So, swinging another time around. Those kneecaps, holy shit. And he's still clinging to a little bit of life there.
Okay, but I'm not gonna finish him off. I'm not gonna turn my attention to the guy in the south, and bam, bam.
Both hit.
Both hits, okay.
Oh yeah, you actually do have advantage because of the brown bear. I totally forgot how could I overlook such a huge bear?
Yeah, but I mean, he should have attacked only twice with the action search.
Well, that's okay. In that case, it's only 17 damage to you.
Oh, does action surge not affect my offhand?
Yeah, because offhand is bonus action, and you don't get an extra bonus action, you only get extra action.
Okay. I'm still confused about dual wielding a little bit, but okay.
Basically, main hand, you use your your action to take attack action, which is 2 attacks. And then you take your bonus action to use your offhand, which is 1 attack.
Okay.
And if you use your action search, you get a 1 extra action, which you can get 2 attacks with.
But it also says you get 1 additional action on top of your.
No, but you don't get the bonus action.
Yeah,
Oh,
you get
sorry,
one. You
I'm
can 1 extra
confused
action.
by the wording then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You wouldn't be the first one.
Alright, end of your turn?
Yes.
Alright. You gave them good, but both are still left standing.
My turn?
Turn, you're up, yeah.
Okay. Which one of them looked more hurt?
The one right next to Ubruk, to the
That one, I think.
east.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're both right next to you. I'll take 1 shot on that guy first. A normal one this time.
Yep, that one goes straight through the throat, letting him drop back, making gurgling noises.
That's 2! And then 2 more attacks against the other one. And just for the fun of it, sharpshooter.
Just what you needed.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes!
So 2 heavy impacts thumping into the chest of the rat cap as he also succumbs to his wounds.
That's 3! That's
And
all
look-
of them.
And looking around, you recognize that's all of them actually. Survived that first encounter.
Ubruk
Sorry,
yells,
Ultra.
"But the bear! The bear!" and runs forward to attack the bear.
The bear will sit down on his back, on his ass, and just smell around for any other enemies.
Ubruk kind of pulls up short and looks a bit confused.
Well,
I wouldn't do that.
The bear opens his arms for a very good bear hug.
He looks a bit okay, and then puts his axes away and walks off. He's not sure about this bear. This is a very strange bear.
As you're doing that, can I interrupt and like slap you on the back to cast a cure wounds and push you into the waiting arms of the bear?
Sure, okay. I'll say that happens. Stumble forward into
It's
the warm
even a
embrace.
really good roll.
Does the bear
Yeah.
recoil from my smell? Who smells worse, me or the bear?
it's a close call, but once you are all clung up in that bear hug, your smell starts to fuse
Oh.
together, basically.
Oh no, I can't.
And you can't really tell anymore which one is which. It's definitely a special kind of smell, you both are.
I think it's fair to say
Okay.
Ubruk doesn't really notice it. He's so inured to his own smell at this point.
you definitely notice there's a difference. Not necessarily bad, but it's different.
Okay.
Yeah. Looking around, checking the area.
Do I smell anything out of the usual?
Oh, roll perception, please. And I think you have advantage because
Yeah, because I'm smelling.
you're smelling. 92. Well, there is a really, really, really heavy smell coming just from right next to you. But you work through it, and you smell that there's something off. Smells a bit flowery. And it definitely seems to come from the direction of the well that you just spot between the trees. It's a bit overgrown. It's already
Then
How
I
old is
will.
well?
a couple
Then-
of years old, and
Then-
it's flowery. Yeah.
Then I will start smelling that well and do like the dog stands if they found something.
You'll bring it over,
Good boy.
putting your paws on the well, and it's definitely coming from here, but you can't really put your nose on it.
If I would be stronger, I would totally push her in right now because I had the ring of feather falling. In you go.
Ubruk kind of looks around slowly and says, "Hey, wait. Where did oh god, I forgot how to say the name again. Where did
Lorisian.
Lorisian go?
No clue.
Did the bear get him?
Disappeared.
The bear will look at him and will growl.
It's a
I
very
think he left
strange
us.
bear.
I think he left us.
Oh, okay.
What did you really think of him? Now that he's not here.
Yeah. It's okay, I suppose. Don't like his clothes much, though. Dress is weird.
The bear looks really confused about you not liking its clothes. But about the smell, is it coming from down the well or from around the well?
It's coming from around the well, and the more you look, always when you seem to look away from the well, there seems to be a small flicker of orange on the edge, and when you move towards it and look straight at it, there's nothing, and then you look away again, and it flickers on the other side, like it has moved.
I will start changing that weird orange thingy.
So the others of you, you just see the bear going left and right, going in circles around the well, and you don't really know what's up, at least from that distance.
What?
I would like to get
What is
closer.
it, Lassie? Did little Timmy fall down the well? Ubruk goes forward to take a look.
Yes.
So all of you are coming closer. You get the same effect. When you look straight at the well, there's nothing, but as soon as your gaze starts to turn away, just in the corner of your eye, you see an orange flickering every once in a while.
Can I cast Fairy Fire on that area? Just putting it up, so.
Now I need to roll. What's your DC?
16, I believe, yeah.
So, cast the well in your fairy lights. They just start blinkering, blinkering, blinkering. And you hear light laugh from the top of the well, where, not outlined by your fairy fire, but now just out of thin air, appears a small cat-like creature, which has wings and tiny orange scales that are blinking in 50 shades of orange. and it seems delighted both by the bear going circles around the well like crazy, and you putting the area in a sparkly light.
What is that? And where did it come from?
Well,
Well,
Lawson,
who are you and where did you come from?
you would know that this is a fairy dragon.
Then I want to use my bonus action to revert back to my original form.
And
Yay for dragging skills.
I'm gonna quickly say to you, Ubruk, look that way. Away from the bear.
Huh? What? Huh? What? What's there? What is it?
You don't see it?
No?
Really? Never mind then.
Lucia, what? Why did... But there was a bear. What? I'm confused as she just starts
What
looking
bear are you
around
talking about?
wildly.
so the fairy
bear.
dragon gives off a delighted laugh and starts clapping. This is how he looks, by the way. And starts clapping his tiny paws. And then he looks at Geralt, who asked him who he is and what he is. And he introduces himself as Citrin and informs you very politely that he is a fairy dragon, which is not to be underestimated. They really pride themselves in their art of trickery and detaste their bigger brothers a little bit because they are so violent.
I will respond with by saying, "Hey Citrin, what are you doing around this well?"
Well, you know, I got the job of guarding it a little bit since my mistress went into it quite a while ago in order to deal with evil fey creatures on the other side. And to be honest, I'm a little bit worried. I know our realm tends to move time, but it has been in there for a month now in this world, so I'm starting to get worried about her a little bit. And what takes you, fine gentleman? And then he looks at Ubruk, and whatever you are, into this forest?
We are on our way to investigate an kobold Keban mine to find some missing children.
For missing children, that's quite a noble quest. And dealing with the kobolds, I think you will find them just over that bridge and up the stairs. And since you delighted me with your spectacles and also got rid of those evil red caps, I might give you a little hint that will help you with getting into this estate that formerly belonged to an adventurous gnome. And I will tell you that the stairs have a voice, and you should watch out for the 10th.
Stairs have a voice, watch out for the tent. Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. I think you will find it a lot easier to approach the kobolds.
Thank you very much.
Also, you seem like noble adventurous type. At least most of you. So if you could spare some time after rescuing these children and come around here, you might be able to help me with my missing mistress problem.
After we're done, at least I'll come back to help you with it.
Saving a princess in need is sure a noble quest. I shall come back.
Will there be beer?
How much money are you offering?
Money? There is no money to be had in this. It's just the good feeling of doing the right thing.
You can get a really bad feeling of dying as well.
It's not without its risks, but for a noble cause. He points at Geralt, and saving a minstrel in distress.
I've been saved once. I can tell you it was not worth the trouble.
Right, into the well you go.
Well, as you please, but when you come back, I think there might be a really interesting adventure to be had here. And if not, just send other people this way. I will see whether they are worthy to enter through the well and see what's behind it.
We will see then. Good luck waiting for your mistress at least then.
Good luck to you too. And with a slight I love again, he vanishes.
Hmm.
I do wish things would stop doing that.
Doing what?
Looking over the creek, do I see what was talking about the stairs?
From here you see a cliff face going up a few hundred feet behind the bridge, and if you really look close, yeah, I think there could be stairs leading up.
Hmm. Oh, I think we know where we need to go. It's just well, figuring out this riddle. Of course, has to be a riddle.
You hear a fairy dragon laugh.
That was a very strange dog.
Yes, it was Ubruk. Yes, it was.
A rogue make a constitution saving throw.
Oh shit.
Okay. Oh, that was terrible.
You do not just Ubruk.
I thought you said everyone. Sorry.
That's okay.
For fuck's sake.
You feel your nose starting to itch, and the itch is going stronger and stronger.
Starts pulling away at it madly.
And
What is it doing?
It itches!
That's not very nice, Citrian.
and from somewhere around the trees you hear, "But he called me a dog. That's not nice either."
Dogs
But,
are nice! They taste lovely!
Well, okay. And the itching subsides again.
Oh, seems to have stopped now.
I think it's time for us to get going again. And I start walking.
Right.
I'll follow and making sure that Ubruk also follows us.
I'm the one leading the way, remember?
We can see where we're going now.
So, you cross the bridge, come out of the forest that's slightly starts to give away, and in front of you, you see a sheer cliff face, roughly 100 feet tall, and what you see going up there seems to be a stair, and up to double doors framed by, from this distance, looks like some golden ornaments. And below the door in the parts of the stairs, there seem to be 3 alcoves with, well, from here you guess it's some statues inside, but from this distance you can't tell.
So, sorry, at which point were there alcoves with statues?
They are in the stair side, side of the stairs, but all below the door.
So if the stairs are going
the stairs are not leading straight up; they're leading up rather.
So it's kind of like switchback stairs.
Sideways. Yeah.
Yeah, wondering. So are these alcoves like how to say, like if the stairs are like this, are they like below or above?
Below.
Below, okay. I think I'll have to check what's on those alcoves once we get closer. Keep walking.
Well, as you get closer, you see that it's indeed statues in these alcoves, and they all seem to depict a gnome in various adventurous poses. You assume this is the Craig Cragen, who at least owned this estate before his early demise.
That was one gnome that was full of himself.
How many alcoves are there?
3 in total.
3 in total.
Is there any writing in these alcoves or around the stairs?
There's no writing you can see. Looking at the stairs, they seem to be built for smaller build than humans. And you with your long legs, you could possibly take 3 at a time.
Can I check the statues for traps or hidden mechanisms?
They're built up high into the cliff face, or rising with the stair, but you can look at the first one, and
But they're not in a row then. How are they arranged? Okay.
yeah, it's fucking hard to describe. Well,
Because I thought they were below the stairs.
okay, wait a second. We did this. Wait, wrong layer. We need to put this on the object. So everybody sees a really crude picture now, because I can't draw for shit.
Yep.
Okay, so up here you have the door. Then you have statue 1, statue 2, statue 3. And these are the stairs going up into the cliff face.
Okay.
Like, here's where you would be standing then, and you can see the first one, but the others are a bit too high.
Yeah, would like to inspect them. That one.
Okay, investigation or perception, it's up to you.
Would be just the same effect with both of them, or would these be for... Okay.
Well, looking at them, it's quite well made statues by what you can tell. But what seems to be a little bit weird is the one in front of you is missing the mouth. It's completely a blank area where the mouth should be. Everything else is perfectly detailed. You think you can even see some air inside of the nose if you look closely, but the mouth is just blatantly missing.
Is anybody here able to check for magic?
I am. I want to...
Would you mind doing that?
Sure. I want to use my feet. Wait, let me check it real quick if I read it correctly. Yeah. I want to use my fear block, that thing, magic to cast detect magic. This.
Oh, that's a fancy spell. Okay, So, as your sight starts to change, you see on the mouth of the statue, there's a faint outline of lips now, slightly glowing blue, and it seems like there's a small line threading somewhere upstairs.
So
Like if you follow the line and you look at the stairs, you see that at the 10th stair, the whole stair, well, upper part of the stair which you would step on is glowing blue as well.
I will tell the others that and say that. So it's likely that if we step on the 10th step, that the statue will speak or something like that.
Or it could be an alarm.
Or yeah, especially that probably.
Ubruk's already moving to step on the 10th stair.
Don't.
We just
don't
heard the
do
first part about.
Don't do that. It might be an alarm. Might be. It might blow you up.
Is Turin
You might
quick
die.
enough to? Does he react quick enough to stop Ubruk scrambling up the stairs? I feel like we should dice roll. What timing? My internet's dropped. Okay.